Hello my friends, see you again on the Military Expert channel. Thank you for everyone who has continued to support this channel. Your support means a lot to us, and don't forget to like, comments and subscribe. A large number of military forces of NATO countries are said to have been concentrated on the borders of Russia and its ally Belarus. This is considered a real threat to the security of the two countries amid the escalation of the Ukrainian conflict. Belarus has also increased its vigilance because it is worried about the possibility of a sudden attack on its territory. Friday, the 5th of June 2022. This claim was expressed by the Deputy Chief of the General Staff of Belarus Ruslan Kosygin. He said NATO troops had been concentrated near the borders of Russia and Belarus. Kosygin said an attack group could be formed at the base. NATO forces are located near the borders of Russia and our country. Attack groups can be formed at their bases within the tightest deadline for further deployment towards Belarus, Kosygin said in a statement posted to the Telegram channel of the Belarus Ministry of Defense. Kosygin stressed that against this backdrop, neighboring Belarus increased the scale and intensity of operations and combat training. In 2020, there were 67 exercises and in 2021, 80 exercises. Since the beginning of this year, NATO forces and the National Army have held 15 exercises, Kosygin said. He recalled that currently a multinational exercise codenamed Defender Europe 2022 is taking place in the territory and in the airspace of the countries of Central and Eastern Europe. These include the territories of Poland and the Baltic states, as well as in the Baltic and North Seas. In fact, preparations are being made for combat operations in the east direction, he said. This claim was made after news circulated about 8,000 British troops deployed to Eastern Europe. It was stated that the deployment of the largest troops since the Cold War was a form of alertness to the increasing tension due to the conflict in Ukraine. They will join a massive military exercise with tens of thousands of troops from NATO and the Joint Expeditionary Forces Alliance. The Russian side accused the United States, US, and a number of NATO countries of carrying out large-scale military exercises in the Arctic, North Pole. This activity is expected to pose a severe safety risk and environmental risk. It also mentioned the possibility of clashes in the area, which is 60% controlled by Russia. Tuesday, the 19th of April 2022. Moscow said it was concerned about the growing activity of the US-led NATO bloc in the Arctic region. This activity is predicted to have serious safety and ecological implications. This was revealed by a senior representative of Russia for the Arctic Council, Nikolai Korchinov, during an interview with the TASS news agency. The internationalization of the alliance's military activities at high latitudes, involving non-Arctic NATO countries, raises nothing but concern, Korchinov said, Sunday, the 17th of April 2022. This increases the risk of an accidental incident, which in addition to a security risk, could also cause serious damage to the fragile Arctic ecosystem. The US-led NATO bloc is claimed to have stepped up its activities in the region. The US and its allies are said to have carried out increasingly large-scale military exercises. Recently, another large-scale military exercise of the alliance took place in northern Norway, which in our opinion, does not contribute to ensuring security in the region, Korchinov said. The exercise, which took place in March, involved 1,500 US troops as well as troops from 8 other NATO countries and partner countries totaling 15,000 in total. The exercise was marred by the downing of a US Marine Corps MV-22B Osprey that crashed in a remote mountain range, killing all 4 people on board. Korchinov believes, despite the bloc's direct military activity, its potential expansion further north creates additional risks for the Arctic region, where both Sweden and Finland, which have maintained non-aligned policies for decades while enjoying close ties to the US-led alliance, are considering formally joining after the conflict between Russia and Ukraine. NATO expansion at the expense of traditionally non-aligned countries will not contribute to security and mutual trust in the Arctic, strengthening Russia has consistently advocated for, Korchinov said. The large-scale Russian military offensive that began in Ukraine in late February has also been used as an excuse to disrupt the work of the Arctic Council. In early March 2022, the United States, Canada, Denmark, Iceland, Norway, Sweden and Finland suspended their participation in the Council, citing Russia's special military operations in Ukraine, Korchinov said, adding that there was no way to carry out developments in the Arctic region without Russia. It is clear that it is impossible to effectively ensure the sustainable development of the Arctic without Russia,